Welcome to the Teched Out webinar series, 10-second videos. In this webinar, we will talk about how you can create 10-second videos to show what you know. Today's agenda will include learning how short videos can be used as an educational tool. We'll showcase various apps and tools in order to create these videos. We'll look at some 10-second video examples, and we'll also discuss the steps needed to create a 10-second video. Now you might wonder why we should create videos or why it's important to integrate technology in the classroom. It's important to use these videos not only as creative ways and to get students to collaborate and communicate with one another, but it's also a dimension that you could check off your list for T-tests. There are several different dimensions that this would follow under. In integrating technology in your curriculum, having students working together in groups for students to use that prior knowledge in order to create videos, and also in dimension 2 for students to use different types of thinking and encouraging students to communicate effectively using visual tools and technology. So a great way for your evaluation system to use some of these techniques. Now, what are 10-second videos? They are masterpieces that showcase thoughts and ideas condensed down to 6 to 12 seconds. And educators have used these micro video apps to jazz up their lessons. They've used it to introduce material and to pique interest or to quickly review before a test. 10-second videos came about through an app called Vine that came out several years ago. And Vine was used in order to create videos that were only 6 seconds in length. So it gave you a very short little clip of something going on or somebody doing something. In the world that we live in today, many students and adults' attention spans are very limited and short. We've read a lot that the average attention span can be anywhere from 8 to 20 seconds. So some of these videos that are just a short clip will really engage the learner and have them focus in on a little bit of material in just a quick amount of time. Now, what can possibly be said in 10 seconds? Well, like we said, you can have a quick burst of information. It challenges students to be inventive, encourages students to be creative. It's a great way to highlight student experiences for them to use that prior knowledge that they already have and use it in order to create something new. It's great for project-based learning. Also allows for student engagement, for students to work together, to collaborate together, and like we said, it's great for those short attention spans. Now, how can 10-second videos be used as an educational tool? They can be used in any different subject area. Depending on what you might be doing in your class, there's a way that you could fit in some type of video project. Whether it's creating how-to videos, having students do book trailers, a 10-second summary. It might seem simple for students to create such a short video, but it actually takes a lot of time and a lot of thinking and working through the process of how you can condense material from a 45-minute class or an hour-and-a-half long class down to just a few seconds. I mean, that you have to be very creative in working with the material you'll have, creating a short little video. It's a great way to also record a method, whether it's a scientific method, showing how to do something. Science experiments can be long, drawn-out processes. So it's a great way to use a short little video and show the whole process and the steps that you use, the materials that you use, what you did before the experiment, during the experiment, and after the experiment. Stop motion is another great tool, and we'll look at that as we go through the webinar. But stop motion is something that's very popular nowadays. You've probably seen several commercials using stop motion. Stop motion kind of started with the claymation animation, where you had different figures made out of clay and it looks like they're moving or they're walking or they're doing something that's animated in real life. So stop motion takes single photos and puts all those photos together to create a video. You also remember back in the day when you had little flip books of various pictures, and then when you would flip through the book it looked like that image was moving. Same type of concept but using photos and video. Also a great way to act out a story scene. You can even take it outside, whether you're going on a class field trip or their students are doing a project at home or something over the weekend where they could record things that they've collected. Great for public service announcements, a great little tidbit, a snippet of information. Students could create a public service announcement about something going on in the school, or you as a teacher, even staff administration could use it to create different announcements to just put out there, very quick little tidbits of information. And also a great way to finish a story. You can give the students a prompt and they can finish it with a video. Lots of different ways that it can be used as an educational tool. These are just a few ideas, but it can be incorporated into any different subject area depending on what you are doing. Now, when designing a 10-second video, there's a few things you might want to consider. You want to follow a narrative arc. You want to make sure that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. If you don't start off with a plan, it can be very chaotic. You might not have an outline of what you're going to do. You might not know where you're going to start and finish. So it's always great to have some type of narrative arc or outline when designing these videos. You want to use visuals. It's better to show and not tell. Sometimes it's very hard for students to show what they've learned rather than telling what they've learned. Also, it's hard to tell something in just 6 to 10 seconds. So using different visuals, it's a lot easier to show and get your point across in a video using visuals and graphics. You want to be creative and authentic. Use those creative juices. A great way is to get some ideas, look to see what's out there, but create something with your own authentic style. Also, you want to incorporate audio, music, filters, and lighting. Some of the different iPad apps already include these features. Some of them are paid features, and some of them you might have to use various apps or more than one app in order to encompass these different effects. But audio and music adds a whole different experience to your video, so it's not just dead airspace. You want to avoid vertical video syndrome. When you're videoing, you want to make sure that you hold the iPad horizontally with the home button on the right-hand side. All of our TVs nowadays are in that widescreen view, so you want to make sure when you are taking your videos that they will come out in widescreen and incorporate the whole area. And you might also want to use a hashtag to share out the videos. A lot of people share these videos on some type of social media platform, so you might want to create a hashtag that your class uses, that your school uses, so that those videos can be found very easily. When creating a 10-second video, a few helpful tips. Number one, like we said, you want to create an outline or a storyboard for your video. It's great for students to have a rough draft to kind of sketch out, plan what they're going to do for like scene 1 or shot 1. If they have to take multiple shots or multiple photos, it's important that they write that out, or they know what kind of music they're going to use for the intro, or what different maybe sound effects they're going to add. So using a storyboard is important when creating a video. You want to choose the best suited iPad app or tool depending on what device you're using. A lot of these tools are iPad friendly or on your iPad, but there's also a few that you can use also on the web that are web based as well. But you're going to need some type of device that will take a photo or shoot a video. You want to record multiple takes to practice. You usually don't always get it on the first try. It's important to practice recording different takes and making sure you have the right image and going back and checking. You want to edit your video footage once you have recorded. Some of the apps will allow you to edit within the app. You have to use a separate app to crop or trim your video footage depending on what you need. And then the last thing, you obviously want to save your video and share it. Some of the apps allow you to download it to your camera roll. Some of them will only give you a link to share, or some of them you can just directly send it to a social media app. So you want to check those options depending on what app you're using. Now let's look at a few iPad apps that you can use to create 10-second videos. These are just a few that we're going to touch on. There are several more out there, tons of great apps that you want to use. If you are going to use this as a project in your class, you might want to just give your students a few apps to choose from, maybe 2 or 3, so that your students don't feel overwhelmed. There's so many out there, and each one does something a little different. Some of them can be very similar, but depending on what type of movie or what type of video you are creating, there might be a particular app that works best for you. We're going to go through a few of these. iMovie you should already have on your iPad if you're using a district-issued iPad. iMovie is the only one that costs $4.99, but if you are in district, it is free to those. The rest of them are free as well. We'll talk a little bit about HYPERLAPSE, Adobe Spark Video, Stop Motion, VIDEOLICIOUS, MAGISTO, TOUCHCAST. My Simple Show is not an app, it is a website, and we'll talk a little bit more about that one. And then Video Lab, Vignette, VideoStar, and Masquerade, MSQRD. The first one we'll just touch on briefly is iMovie. Many of you are probably familiar with iMovie. iMovie is available through your computer or laptop, your iPad, and your iPhone. iMovie has one of the best movie creator apps. You can create within iMovie and you can also edit. It's fast and fun to use. You can make Hollywood-style movie trailers. You can browse your video library on your iPad, share your favorite moments, and create a beautiful movie. You have to make sure that you take your photos and video beforehand so you can put those into iMovie and add your music, sound, effects, etc. I'm going to show you a brief example of a movie trailer that one of our EdTech trainers created to give you a few design tips and ideas. So you can see she used various apps to create special effects, and then she combined all those video clips into one movie. So using iMovie, you can use several different apps and then use iMovie to put it all together. Add your music, add your sound effects, and make it look like a true movie. The next one we're going to talk about is HYPERLAPSE. HYPERLAPSE is a great app to use if you have a long process that you're wanting to record. This is an iPad app available on the iPad or iPhone. It is one of the Instagram apps that was created by Instagram, but it's a great way to create and shoot a polished time-lapse video in just seconds. It's easy to use. The footage is instantly stabilized. It will speed up your HYPERLAPSE video to 12 times the speed, and it saves to your camera roll, so you can share it via social media. Once it's on your camera roll, you can message it to someone or email it to someone. But like I said, HYPERLAPSE is a great way to show a long process. I have a video here of my daughter working out a puzzle. And like I said, it's great for recording a process or something that takes a long time, but you can condense several minutes of time down to just a few seconds. It will speed up the process. The HYPERLAPSE app does not have sound, so you could always put this video into another app if you wanted sound in the background. If not, it's just going to be the video of the hyperlapse or the time lapse going on. But here you can see a process that took probably, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so and down to just a few seconds. The next one we'll talk about is Adobe Spark Video, which used to be called Adobe Voice. It's also accessible on the computer. It's web-based and also on the iPad, so you can use both platforms. Adobe Spark Video creates stunning animated videos in minutes. There's no filming required. It's fun, fast, and super simple. You select a soundtrack and you can record your own voice. You can pick an image or you can add your own photos. There's over thousands of images within the app that you can use. You select a theme and then you can share your story. It's a great way to summarize a story or make a public service announcement. And here's an example.
Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. A story about a boy named Hugo. Hugo and his father made invention, but something really bad happened. And now Hugo has to live alone. Hugo took a certain invention back with him. Hugo now has to live alone in the clocks. At a train station in Paris, Hugo meets a girl named Isabel. Now it's a whole adventure for Hugo and Isabel. Hugo and Isabel unlock secrets and changes everything for Isabel and Hugo. I would read The Invention of Hugo Cabret because it's full of adventure, mystery, and wonder.
So you can see they use icons, images from the app, and then they recorded their voice over to create the book analysis. The next one we'll look at is stop motion. There's several stop motion apps available for the iPad or iPhone. The one we're going to look at is just called stop motion. You can create amazing stop motion videos. Very simple to use. It has a frame-by-frame editor. You capture the video. You can either set up a timer, you can record a voiceover. There are additional features required in the paid Pro version. So if you don't want to pay for the upgraded version, you can record your stop motion video and then upload your video into another app if you wanted to add different filters, lighting, sound effects, etc. Stop motion is ideal for how-to videos, science experiments. This is an amazing post-it stop motion video that they had. Stop motion takes a lot of time and a lot of videos. A 10-second video could take up to 100 photos. It's something that you really have to think about when you are creating, how you're going to manipulate and move the objects. Like I said, stop motion makes it look like it's actually moving. Brings it into real life. Alright, and the next example we'll look at VIDEOLICIOUS. VIDEOLICIOUS is a great way to tell stories and create beautifully designed videos. It's easy to use. You can select different photos and videos on your iPad, so you'll already have them in your camera roll. You can narrate throughout your video. You can choose a song and apply filters. So this is a great app. If there is an app that you're using that doesn't have audio or sound or music as an option, you can upload that video into VIDEOLICIOUS and add those great sound effects. The next one is MAGISTO. This is also web-based and iPad or iPhone. It's the same type of thing. It takes the videos and photos that you've already taken and it creates them into a story. You select those moments, you can choose a theme, a soundtrack, and it compiles it for you. You can share your videos via social media, email, or a link. TOUCHCAST is another great option. It is on the iPad. It's a great way to annotate and present anything easily and quickly. It has a green screen feature. You can also explain a diagram with a whiteboard. You can broadcast videos. It has a built-in teleprompter, different visual filters, sound effects, and titles. Great to do public service announcements. If you want it to look like you're in a newsroom, or you have different types of buildings behind you, or you can even put in your own photo using a green screen. The next one is My Simple Show. It transforms your text into a video. It is web-based, so you go to the website mysimpleshow.com. It transforms your text into video. It adds clip art based on keywords in your text. This program is better for longer videos, about a minute in length, but you type in what you want the person to say. It will take highlighted words in your text and add clip art. You can choose if you like those or not, and then it will create the story for you. It will save on that website so you can share the link. A really cool one to do different videos, to show a summary, or to give an example of something.
Romeo and Juliet in 60 seconds. Act 1. Romeo and Juliet's families hate each other. Romeo sneaks into Juliet's party and they meet. Act 2. Romeo and Juliet meet and talk and decide they are in love and they will get secretly married. Act 3. Romeo and Juliet are married, adding a conflict to the play since the families are feuding. The two families get into a fight. Tybalt kills Mercutio and Romeo kills Tybalt. Romeo is banished to another city. Act 4. Friar Lawrence comes up with a plan for the two to be together. Juliet will fake her death and then leave the city to be with Romeo. News travels to Romeo that Juliet dies. Ironically, he only hears of the death and not that it's fake. Act 5. Romeo gets to Juliet's tomb and drinks a poison that kills him. Moments later, Juliet wakes up and sees Romeo dead. With no poison left, she takes his dagger and kills herself.
Now we're going to look at how you can create a 10-second video. I'm going to use stop motion as the example, but there's many other ones, like I said, that are out there that you can use. This is just one example. If it is something that you're interested in, please make sure you let your ed tech trainer know for your campus, or you're more than welcome to contact myself so that we can help you integrate it in a lesson that you may be doing in the near future. Now, when creating a stop motion video, like we kind of talked about earlier, what is stop motion? It's an animated technique that physically manipulates the object so it looks like it's moving on its own. You move that object in small increments between photograph frames, and it creates the illusion of movement within the series of frames once it's played back in a fast sequence. Step 1, like we said, you want to create an outline or storyboard depending on what you are doing. Step 2, you want to choose that best suited app. I've chosen the stop motion app and VIDEOLICIOUS, so I can create the stop motion effect and then I can add some music to it. Step 3, you want to record multiple takes. When recording stop motion in particular, you want to make sure that you don't bump the camera, you don't change your camera settings, and you don't alter your lighting. It's important to use a tripod or a stand. You want to keep your iPad or your device very still and steady. You do want to shoot some test frames. You do want to try to complete each scene without interruption, and you do want to probably take more shots than you think you'll need. Step 4, you want to edit that video footage. If you're creating in an app like stop motion, you can usually edit within that app, take out the frames and the pictures that you do not want. But if you're using raw video footage, you will need some type of basic editing software like iMovie or a video editing app like Trim and Cut to trim your video. You want to remove any unwanted frames before adding your audio in, and you want to make sure you find some appropriate music to accompany your video, something that might be fast if it's a fast-moving video, or slow, depending, or maybe even a sound effect at a significant moment within your video. And then the last step, you want to make sure you save and share it. You might save it to your camera roll or email it or link, or you also might want to share with social media. If your school or you as a teacher have a classroom website, you might want to share it with your Twitter account or your Facebook account so others can see. This is a stop motion video that I created. This was about a 10-second video. It took about 100 photos. So a 10-second video takes a lot of frames in order to create the effect that it is moving. Each movement is one photo, and all the photos put together give you the effect of the video. Very simple to do. Like I said, if you need any help or you are wanting to do something like this in your classroom, please feel free to contact me. My name is Sarah Wills. You can email me at sarahwills@misemail.org, or you can also contact the EdTech trainer on your campus, and we'd be more than happy to come help you. Thank you for watching. Please answer the questions at the end of this video, and have a great day.